everybody, it's Christine with Cocoa Daisy, and today I wanted to show you a couple of layouts that I created using the October Autumn Thicket Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit. And this kit is geared toward using a traveler's notebook. It comes with our simple dory, which is what we call it, and it is set up for memory keeping, art journaling, regular journaling, whatever you want to do in this, but it comes with the booklet. So you are all set and ready to go and ready to record your memories in this booklet. Now you can keep it as is. Sometimes I will actually take the booklet apart and punch holes in it and use it like a mini album and a ring bound system. I will do that sometimes as well. So, let's talk about the stamp set before I get started. So what we've had going on is we've had a series where we've had this block and then the other items that fit in the block. We are continuing on with that, starting with October, but without the block. We've had a number of versions of this since, I don't know, when did we start? Since June. And it's gone through September. So we've had a bunch of different variations of this block, and we felt like we could now continue on with the stuff that would fit in this. You have a lot of variety already. And then that gives us a little bit more room to have a few more decorative items in the stamp set as well. So it has the same items. So it has the month number, it has the month, and it has these other words and the little check boxes that will fit in these blocks, but it also has some more of the decorative items. So you'll just have to go back to your stash and grab your block and use these with that, okay? And make sure you check out also my stamping video for October, where I give you examples on how to use this stamp set, the stamp set from the Modern Memory Keeping Kit, how to use them together, and as well as I give you some examples on how to use the special stamp set we had in our promo. So make sure you check that out as well. So what I did here, I loved this ledger paper, and I happen to have this picture of the mushroom with the ferns from my garden, and it matches everything in this collection so perfectly. So I did a nice large photograph, and then I added, using the little tiny alphas, I added the fairyland. Now, one of the things that you can do with these alphas that I wanted to mention is they're in kind of not quite a square, but pretty close to a square. If you want them a little thinner, you can actually just cut them. So a lot of them, what I did, you can see, I don't know if you can see that right there. I went and I just trimmed them down and I cut a little bit more of the white off just to make them a little thinner. So that's something that you can do with those. I used I love these tag die cuts. So we did this again this month. We did that in July. We had a lot of kind of tags and coupon type die cuts. And they're so versatile and they're so fun to layer with. So I wanted to do that again for October. So I just took one of those. It had another piece that I cut off, so I made it a little shorter, stapled it on there, and then added the date with a date stamp. And then this page, I actually ran through the printer. So you can see where I cut it out. I ran it through the printer, and then I added my subtitle and my journaling. And then I used that pretty fern stamp. I stamped that on there, and then I added the puffy alphas. Now, something else I wanted to mention. So if you need it, like I did the shh with the little dots, we don't have punctuation on this sheet. However, you can create punctuation from some of these dots. So you can create commas from some of these. I used the inside of the A's as my little periods on here. So you can do that. So just look at some of the interior pieces on these, and you can use them in that way. So these, you could make little quote marks out of these. You could make commas out of those. You could take the inside of the Y, turn that around with the inside of the A and make an exclamation point. So there's different ways you can use those leftover pieces and create your punctuation with those a little bit. So those are my 3 little periods that I added on there. And then that little piece of washi tape, and that's it. That was my whole layout. Oh, another thing that I did is this paper actually had the holes. And so I actually went through and I punched them just to give it a little bit more of a texture. And I may actually go through and punch it, and then I adhered it to this page. I may actually go through and punch it again just so you can see through. It might be kind of neat to do that. So that was actually part of the paper design, was these little holes, and then I just punched them. Then my other layout, and this one, you know, not every layout goes the way that you plan. So when I started the sketch for this layout, I had all of this worked out. I knew I was going to angle the photo and make it into a pocket. I knew I was going to continue on that angle with some pattern paper. And then I was going to maybe run the title up the side. It was originally had just grid paper on this side. And I did that, and I didn't like it. It just seemed too plain up here. The alphas didn't look right going up here. I liked them better on the angle. So then I added this piece here, and I liked that, but then this was still too open. My eye was being drawn to it more than it was over here, so it needed to balance somehow. So then what I did is I took this fern stamp and I stamped a bunch of those and kind of created a collage, and then it was too busy. And I'm like, okay, this isn't working. So what I did is I actually cut the paper. I actually cut the paper and left these pieces adhered. So I just cut that right out. And then I took one of the note cards and I put that in like that, and then I adhered these pieces right to it. So I had this little bit of pattern showing through this pretty artwork, and then I had a space for the title to show up, and I just felt like it balanced it more. I liked the juxtaposition of the very abstract with the realistic. I liked the way that curved around as well, and I liked the leaves mimicking the leaves over here. So that then worked. So it's just, I wanted to just kind of walk you through what I went through with this layout to make it work. Like sometimes if it doesn't feel right, you can just leave it and move on. And that is okay as well. I mean, not everything has to be perfect. You know, if you get that memory down and it looks good, just move on and go on to the next one. Or if it's just not sitting right with you, keep fussing with it. You may come up with a really neat idea, and I really like how that turned out. So I added just a couple glitter dots on there. I added the title and then the subtitle using those little alphas, the cute little quote card, which I thought really well with Nate with his dog Fuji, which if you've heard some of my videos, you've heard her in the background playing with her toy. And it says, "You don't get to tell me what to do. You're not my dog." So I thought that was cute. And I printed the photo quite large so that I could get that nice angle in there. And then I just continued that angle over here and mimicked the angle up at the top. And so then I have a couple of the die cut tags that I adhered behind the photograph. And then I did my journaling with stamped the little fern stamp on there and tucked that in there. So before we go on to design part of this, I want to talk a little bit about that tag. So in your kit, you're going to get a tag and you're going to get this sticker sheet and it says tag top stickers. Well, you may wonder what these are if you're not familiar with what these are. So this tag is meant to be used as a template. So what you want to do is you can trace this on pattern paper. You can even trace it on the backing card of the packaging, like this Argyle pattern would be really cute as a tag. You can, I keep saying this, but this paper would be amazing as a tag. There's a lot of different things that you could cut out. You could even, if there's a particular pattern in here that you like, you could trace it on and cut it out of one of the pages. But basically this is a template. So you would draw your tag, you would cut it out, and you would end up with basically something like this. You punch your hole. Then what you do is you select, depending on your color scheme, so you can see here the wall in his new house is this kind of teal green, and so I wanted to choose that one. But depending on whatever your layout you want to highlight, like this plaid one is really cute, you could pick that, and then you would just adhere that to the tag like that, and then you create your cute little tag. Now, obviously mine's a little wonky because I'm trying to do it at an angle and I don't have my glasses on, but you get the idea. So then you can customize and create all kinds of tags using the little tag toppers. And there's a bunch of different shapes in here. There's like a little torn edge. So they're a lot of fun. It's very versatile, so you can use tags. I love them so much. They're such a great staple when it comes to memory keeping. As you can see here, just creating one, I was able to stamp on it. I could customize the color and put all of the journaling on there and then tuck it in behind the photograph. So that is what those items are for. This is a template, and then this is to add to your tag top. So that is what that is. I just wanted to make sure you understood what that was in the kit, because sometimes if you're new to memory keeping or if you're new to certain things, you're like, what is that? I don't understand. All right, a little bit about the design on this. So if you look at, and part of the reason I wanted to do this angle is I loved the idea of the pocket, but I also, when I looked at the picture, I liked the idea it had space here to be able to, I knew I wanted to use this particular die cut because it shows Nate with his dog. But when you look at where Kennedy is sitting, it creates that kind of angle, and she's looking at you, but she's also kind of facing toward Nate and the dog. So it creates a great visual direction. And I just wanted to extend that across the page. And it creates that movement, and it makes your eye go toward the words moving in, which is going into the page, back into the picture. So as far as design-wise, it works really well because the two are pushing together and bringing you right back to the main focus in the photograph. And I love that. I like that movement, and I like those subtleties that you don't realize that you're seeing, but they're directing your eye and they're telling the story as well. And I love that. I like obviously this talking about the dog. The dog is in the photograph. The tags, there's 3 tags. We always know we want to try and use sets of 3s in design. And then the fern, again, is mimicked here as well. And then we're carrying over that color on here also. So it gives all of that, and it creates a very well balanced layout. So that's a little bit about the reasoning behind the angles and the design that went into that page. So I hope you are enjoying the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit. I love it. It's a great form to use. It's a simple form. It's an easy form. And it keeps things quick and easy for you to record your memories, especially your fall memories. We love that. So that is a little peek at my layouts using the October Autumn Thicket Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, comment. We love when you do that. It helps promote Cocoa Daisy. And if you can help promote Cocoa Daisy and get the word out, it is wonderful for us. It brings more people to Cocoa Daisy, which in turn helps us give back to our customers, because the more that we have, as far as customers, the more that we can provide for you. So thank you so much for supporting Cocoa Daisy, and I hope you have a wonderful fall.